Hello and welcome to Construction Wolf. Today I'm quite happy to be doing a build and review of this set here that just came out on the 1st of January that I picked up in the Lego store, and it is the Family Reunion Celebration set. So it's part of the they call it now the Spring Festival range, but also known as the Lunar New Year and also the Chinese New Year. So this year they've gone for this really nice Chinese style restaurant building that they put out as a big set for this range and of 2024, and I think it's got 1,823 pieces and it costs £90, so really good value. I think in America it's $130 and Europe it's 100 euros, so really good value set, as I'm saying. And it's got 13 minifigures as well, so I'm incredible how much they've packed in for the price. You'll see the actual restaurant has got 2 levels and then also a top area on the roof. There's that balcony there, so if you just flip it around, and you can see it's open backed, but I think it might have potential to maybe modularize it. I'll consider that once I've built the main set and then reviewed it, and we'll see what we think of it. So let's get straight in and crack it open. There's so many bags in with all of these many pieces inside. Okay, so flip it out. There's one hiding in there still. That's all the bags placed in order on the table now from the box, and there are actually 12 bags in total. And interestingly, they still haven't gone through with the the sort of paper packaging yet. I thought that might be a set that it's new this year. They might have gone over to it. So there's still plastic packaging here. And then you might notice as well, you only get like, say, one bag one and then one bag two, not like multiple bag twos to open and, do on the one stage. So that's interesting. That seems to be a bit different to normal. And then we've got 2 instruction manuals here. And then also a sticker sheet. You'll see lots of nice bold designs there. So hopefully it's not going to be too hard to apply some of these. They look like a reasonable size to apply. And then if I open the book so you can see what's inside. So we've got if I just flick through, got a little part at the beginning about the set itself, the Family Reunion Celebration, and then we go straight into building. You might notice there's only one bag one on this stage. It's not like a bag one, a bag two. I think some sets have been doing recently. And then if we just flick to book 2 and see how many steps there are. There are 430 steps. So I better get building. And there's the finished model. So I think it's turned out really well. So first I'm going to go through the minifigures that you get in the set first. Then we'll look at the actual restaurant itself. And you will actually notice you get a turquoise brick separator, which is normally orange. So it's nice to get a different one for a change. So all of the minifigures, and there's 13 of them, don't have any print on the legs, but I can kind of understand that due to the cost of the set and how much you get in it. But it doesn't really detract too much from the actual set. So we've got the lady here first with the nice sort of leather type jacket, and she's got a selfie stick. Then we've got the chef armed with his cleaver ready to do some serious chopping. Then what seemed to be maybe the mother with a phone. And then we've got a young girl, and she's got a little red envelope, which I assume's got a little present inside for the new year. Then we've got a lady that's a waitress. And then we've also got, what seems to be the grandmother of the family for this family reunion set. And a young boy who's also got a present. And then this I seem to be the dad, actually, and that you'll see inside there's a karaoke machine, and he's they've got a microphone ready to sing. And then we've got the grandfather who's taking, photos for the family. We've got another waiter serving a bowl of noodles. These 2 figures with the blue tops, looking at the website, because they're on the roof, it sounds like they're a couple, and he's bought her some flowers, and she's just using her phone. And then last but certainly not least, we've got the minifigure here, which is in the dragon costume. So really good. Obviously, the dragon. I'll just turn that to the side actually, so you can see. Really nice sort of headpiece he's wearing. And then he's also carrying this, you'll see in the restaurant, this food. I'm not sure what food that represents, so let me know in the comments, but looks good. And then now I'm going to flip around the minifigures. And here's the back of the minifigures. So I've reversed the hair around if they've got a second face, so you can see that. Really like the chef with the dragon design on his overalls there on the back. We've got the mother, and one of the children looks very startled there on the second face. And again, a dragon on one of the waitresses here. And there's the grandmother with a sort of a happy sort of looking face. And the little boy looks worried for his second face. There's a more normal face for the father. We just move across here and you see one of these waiters again with a nice dragon. Not sure what expression that's supposed to be. Is he eating something or can he smell smoke? I don't know. And then the couple I talked about here, you'll see they've actually got, you know, like the dragon going through, which is really cool because it's in the sort of space design. It's a really nice print to have on a minifigure. And then last we have the dragon minifigure back. You also get a few small builds as well, such as this little food cart, which does actually, you know, move around. You see it's just got some loose studs in there to represent some food. Then some utensils on the back and a sort of temperature gauge. And then the second one, I like how they've done this effect. It's sort of like, you know, encased in glass, you've got your food in there. Just a small little food trolley to push about. Now onto the actual restaurant itself then. We'll first look at the exterior. So you'll see here, if we just start on the left hand side, we've got like what I seem to be like maybe a sort of little art station down here where you see these sort of, you know, sort of black sort of paint brushes, and it looks like they're writing something on these sort of red cards. And then you see the little stool for the artist to sit down on. There's also an extractor fan for the kitchen and a few windows leading into the kitchen as well around this side. And then we've got a little flower stall back here. See a nice range of flowers. There's a little signage sticker just at the back there. Lots of flowers in pots. And then actually this flower here is actually loose. And there are actually a number of loose pieces in this set, which sometimes might be a bit difficult if you want to move it around. And then you see this sort of cloth awning here. I found this difficult to, you know, get all the pieces totally flush the way it's constructed. So I've done the best I can. So they could have done with an extra support in there just to make sure all the pieces are flush. If we move down, there's a second stall outside. So this is a food stall. And I like the awning here, which is, you know, cloth one with the different sort of colour tile pieces. Looks really good. And again, this is the food item just here that they're saying. I'm not really sure what that is. So let us know in the comments. And you can see they've got sort of boxes of this item just here. Again, this is, if I just put my hand in here, a loose piece just sat there. And then we've got some nice sort of arch windows there leading into the restaurant. And then this really cool mini build of the money tree here. So that's really well done. They sort of use like little orange, they're not quite microframes, but similar to that to go through the leaf elements into like some, you know, studs not on top. It's not bricks, which got, you know, studs on all four sides. And then we've got the actual entrance to the restaurant here as well with a nice, you know, double door that does fully open up into the restaurant. And you'll see there's the sort of where you check in and you can pay at the end as well. We can look at the sort of cash register as we look on the inside of the restaurant. Even a nice little mat as you go into. I don't know what a lot of the writing says on these, you know, signage. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you know. So we just close that up. Right, and if we move around to the other side, you see here's this really cool fish tank that they've built in, so you can see it from within the restaurant and outside as well. It was quite tight to fit some of the pieces, such as the fish, and they just fit in. But it's really sort of nice effects, and they've got like, you know, like a little bit of coral there as well, and just like plant pieces with the fish. So that's quite an impressive feature of the build. Then you'll see we've got a nice sort of tiling effect with these dark green ingots. And if we just flip around, you'll see this sign here, big sign for the restaurant. So as I said, there's a lot of stickers, as you've probably seen earlier, and there's 25 in total, and it can be fairly putting some of these stickers on, such as this round one. You've got nothing to sort of line up with, so just make sure you get the circle straight. So I think I've done reasonable there. And then again, I don't know what this sign means, but you'll see here 1932 at the bottom, which is a reference to the year Lego was founded. So that's quite a nice little you know, sort of reference. And then if we sort of move on up, you can see we've got different lanterns dotted about. And then normally with these spring lantern sets, they give you a unique lantern for the year. So you'll see the dragon. You'll see what the dragon put in there. In previous years, you've had like, you know, the ox and tiger. So nice one to get. And then if we move on up, you'll see we've got, you know, they use a lot of studs not on top. Snot techniques to then side mount these. They just sort of rest on a flat tile because these all sort of snot bricks along here. So just an interesting way to then spin the angle on these sort of, you know, elements for the windows. And then you've got, you know, this sort of green sort of lined tile, which looks like columns, which looks good. And then you'll see that's finished off with a gold frog and gold leaf element at the top. So it looks really good. And then more of the green ingots for the tiling, like so. And as you'll see, all the sort of same techniques there. And we just spin it around so you can see the other side. Again, it's all very consistent, looks very good. While we're still on the external side, we might look at the rooftop dining area before we go on the inside. So you'll see here they've got a really nicely large table that's you know, sort of well furnished with lots of different food. Again, another loose piece here. This is just sat in, so you have to be careful again when you're moving this. And same with like the little parts in here as well, which I think is spun around actually while I've been moving the set. So that sort of represents, you know, a broth, and there's like chopsticks and you know, various different food items on the table, which looks really good. These chairs actually do move around, which is a nice effect they've used. And you can see here how they've done this. They've just put these, you know, sort of spinners on here to do that. So just clamp that on there. And then we've got really nice flower beds on this side here. I like how they've done the contrast with the turquoise and green leaves. And then we've got another sort of lanterns hanging area there. And also actually these are now rubberized pieces. They're not cloth, so I've got any sort of cloth material anymore, like string-like material. And then we've got this sort of a lamp here, which actually might be one of those, you know, heat lamps to keep people warm when it gets cold outside. And then just across here on the lower area of the balcony, we've got an area where fireworks can be set off. And these are just sort of held in loosely, like so. Right, and then if we spin the set around, we can have a look on the inside. And here's the inside. So I'm going to take off the different elements first for you to all see inside. And you'll see here actually the rooftop area is only sort of held on loosely by like so one stud, so it's just sort of sits loosely there. Then we can have a bit on the inside, and then again it's sort of like a modular building where you can just pop off the different areas. They're not held by much, just maybe like a couple of studs here and there. Now I've got the upper floors off. We can see all the details on the ground floor. So this area just pops out here like so, just held in, and you can see it's got the back detailing we saw of the restaurant. There we go. So lots of stickers, but they've been used to good effect. Just pop that down. You can see the cash register we saw earlier from the double doors. Then if we go into the restaurant itself, again, like lots of nice little details with like flower pots, etc. And then they've got a really nice set of stairs and leading up to the upper area of the restaurant where you can actually eat. And then again, lots of good sort of tiles and using the sticker elements here. You can see some imagery there, and then sort of framed the windows with these sort of red pieces stacked like curtains. And it's a really well done set of stairs, and you've got like little sort of studs to pose minifigures on, and they've even, you know, put in like gold like sort of bars for the handrails. And unfortunately, actually, I noticed one of mine's slipped as I've been moving this set around. There we go, that's back in place. And then the other feature on the ground floor is the kitchen. So you can see we've got an area for, you know, some utensils like chopsticks. We've got a pan on the wall, got the little stoves there, with obviously the, you know, the gauges for the temperature for each area. Another pan there, and the table. We've also got a nice little sticker element there. And then actually here was hanging like a, you know, sort of big sort of bird like a chicken or a, you know, a duck or something, but I really wasn't keen on putting that in there, because it just blocked the total view of the picture, which was strange. So I've taken it out for now. And that's the ground floor. Right, I've stuck on the second floor now, which has the dining area. So you see the stairs line up perfectly to lead up to this area here that we saw earlier. And here's the main large dining area that the family will be sat around enjoying their meal for the new year. We've got the same style of chairs here, which are, you know, able to spin around. We've got a very lavish table lined up with lots of food again. Also, some of the pieces are loose again, and this area can actually spin, so you can, you know, spin it around. So if the family want a particular thing, they can spin it around since it's such a large table. So that's quite a nice feature. You've got all your bowls, you know, full of noodles, again, loose pieces, as you can see. And then we've got, again, decorations within the restaurant on the wall, all using the sticker pieces, unfortunately. So some of these can be actually, as they're longer, difficult to line up. If you make a slight mistake, then it goes much more wonky at the end. So maybe a bit fiddly with all of these stickers, but not too bad in the end, I guess. And then we've got a karaoke booth just down here. This is one of the few actual print pieces in the set, not minifigures. They've got a microphone, and then the second one the father's got at the moment, as you saw. So that's the karaoke station. And then this door here, this leads to the little washroom with the toilet. So that door does actually open. And then if we spin it around, You can see inside there's like a modest little bathroom with a toilet. Doesn't have any water in it actually. I was surprised they didn't put like a little sort of translucent blue piece in there, but I suppose you could do that if you wanted to. And then you've got a little sink with a little plant there. So that's the middle floor. I'm going to put on the sort of a balcony area where you can have your sort of rooftop meal. You see again, it just sort of pops in very loosely like so, just fixed in by those one studs. And that's the completed model seen from the back. I've now placed the minifigures in the restaurant, which brings it to life. I couldn't quite fit the carts in as it's a bit tight, and as you'll see, one of them could have gone on the top, but it's a bit difficult. You see I put the Dragon Suit minifigure there, standing in the food items. I'm not sure if he works at a restaurant and is getting an extra trade from passers-by. That's quite a good idea, I think. And then if we spin around, have a look on the inside. So I did have a problem here actually. Firstly, these minifigures here, the children, they don't have, you know, sort of bendable legs. So they can't actually sit on the chairs. That's a bit of an oversight maybe from this set. You don't understand the chair, so they can't sit, which is a bit of a shame. Then if we take off the panel here, you'll see the lady's just sort of propped in there. The bun on her hair, if you put this in, it sort of knocks her forward, so she can't actually sort of stand on there properly without this knocking her. Maybe the waiter could fit in better. There's just a slight problem with her spacing. I didn't show it, but you can see the fish tank on the entrance side earlier, as you can see there. There's the chef at work in the kitchen. And then the family that could fit around the table, I've put around the table there, so it looks really good, doesn't it? And there's the dad at the karaoke machine having a great time. And I've just put that on, and you can see the couple there enjoying their meal. It's a very impressive set. I thought this might be interesting for people to see as well, for those of you that want to fully modularize this building and, you know, close the back of it, maybe buying a second set and then, you know, extending the restaurant out, or just, you know, brick walling it off. I've put a standard 32 by 32 base plate down here, as you'll see. And unfortunately, the set does actually overgo the base plate by 4 studs. So it's actually, you know, 36 studs longer, which is a bit unfortunate, as it might make it more difficult to fit into your sort of Lego cities if it isn't standardized. And if we spin the set around, you can see there's quite a bit of a space at the back there. I've counted up and it does seem to be like 16 studs sort of this lengthways. So you've got a full 16 studs here, so you could actually buy a second one and potentially sort of roughly mirror a larger area at the back there if you wanted to. You'd have to obviously adapt it a bit for, like, you know, the sort of back of the restaurant, and then maybe you could even consider putting a proper stairs going up to the actual rooftop area as well. So that's the family reunion celebration set then. Definitely an impressive start to the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if this stayed in my top 10 for the whole year. Such a good set, and definitely one of the sets they've done this Lunar New Year Spring Festival range. I think it looked really good in a Lego City, you know, Chinese style restaurant, and just looks really good with all the details we've seen, and, you know, the various pops of colour with like the flowers and, you know, the sort of awnings. And then the actual restaurant itself looks really classy with the green, tan and gold. So what I do plan to do is actually modularize this in the future by putting a back on it. Whether I just build, you know, a wall on the back, or I maybe buy a second set and extend out, we'll see. I might check out, you know, sites like Rubicable to see what other people do, because I'm sort of limited on parts of, you know, what I've got, because I don't part my sets out. So I haven't got that flexibility. And then also I'm not sure I've got enough skill to maybe do some of the more advanced things that people can do. So it'd be interesting to see what people come up with. Let me know if you're going to pick up this set and put it in your Lego City. Be interesting to hear from you all. And hopefully you have found this video useful. And if you could consider liking and subscribing, that'd be much appreciated. And hopefully we'll see you again next time. Bye.